Thank you for being a friend. Y'all already know what time it is. You already know you guys subscribe to the loved one for giving this verse we about to flat with. Glory be unto the Lord. Ultimate elevations, blessings be upon you. Glory be to the Lord Jehovah Jah for sure. Thank you for tapping in with me, Blakk Gawd, your pen pal, your spiritual leader here at the channel, Blakk Therapy. Glory be unto the Lord. Once again, subscribe to your loved one. Once again, subscribe to your loved one. Once again, subscribe to your loved one. We are coming out of Luke chapter 6, and we're going to start at 31. Okay, if you want to be a part of this, my friends, you got to know this right here. You're going to have to email 150m@gmail.com with your verse, your name, your YouTube link, or your YouTube ads, and make sure that you download YouTube Studios so you can approve the request that I send you so we could collaborate. All right, that's all you need to do. Glory be unto the Lord. If you're new to the garden, we embrace you with love. If you're back in the Gardenian of glory, you already know the vibes. Welcome home. I'm going to feed you, you feed me. Make sure we make this spiritual cuisine. When you feel that tingle in your spirit, drop 3 juices in a hand clap. Make sure the hand clap matches your emoji picture. Now, we're coming out of Luke. Once again, Luke 6:31. And just as you want men to do to you, you also do to them likewise. But if you love those who love you, what credit is to you? For even sinners love those who love them. You got to be different, guys. Okay? You got to be different. Everybody says, do unto others as you want things to be done unto you. But people say that, but they don't mean that. Glory be unto the Lord. Are you understand what I'm saying? Even though it's a simple phrase, even though it's a simple verse, we really got to take that to heart because God is looking. God wants to see, oh, you just showing love to people that you love. Nah. See, you got to understand you're a spirit, my friend. You feel me? You're a great light, so you must serve the lesser lights. And a sinner is lesser than you. People that don't understand everything that you understand, it's not for you to come at them and find inequity. It's for you to do what Christ did for you and give them a path to the kingdom. Glory be unto the Lord. See, that's what that verses mean. See, everybody who looks at that verse, some majority of the people are going to look at that verse in the flesh, not in the spiritual. I am you, you are me. So you need to be the Christ in that situation, and you need to be understanding because you used to stand where they were. Glory be unto the Lord. And Christ was understanding to you because he wanted you to understand him when he said, I am the truth. And only, okay, now we're getting somewhere. See, a lot of people are understanding, well, they did me that way and I don't want to be done, so I'm going to do it. No, you got to understand, forgive them. They know not what they do. Now, before I carry on, I'm not talking about wickedness and I'm not talking about evil. I'm talking about somebody that you know God is working through and working with. Somebody that you look at and say, that's the old version of me, that needed a greater hand to lift them up, that needed somebody to be a ladder that they can use to find themselves a new level of heaven. That's who I'm talking about. Amen. That person that is a stranger to you, but you know that spirit. You know their energy. You know their attributes. You know their character. Glory be unto the Lord. Even if they don't know you, still treat them with love as if they would comprehend it, because that's what you would want and what you did want when you were standing where they were or are. Glory be unto the Lord. Is that making sense? I'm not, once again, I'm not talking about evil and I'm not talking about wickedness. I'm talking about equally yoked individuals or people that have the same passion that you have for the Lord. Be patient with them because you will want somebody to be patient with you as you're coming into. When you started a new job, you wanted people to be patient with you. You will want that person, not I guess a personal friend, but that work buddy that you can lean on to show you the ropes, to make it easier for you, to help you get away from that tension and that anxiety and that stress to do a great job. You feel me? That's what you are to that person that is coming into the works of the kingdom, that is coming into the Father's business, and God has allowed them to come into your department. So treat them that love because it's gonna shoulder them. It's going to shoulder them. Glory be unto the Lord. It's going to give them something to lean on, and they're going to look at you and be like, dang, that's a valid person. Because that's what you want the world to see you as a valid person. You want the world to see you like God sees you, authentic, true, solid, rare. You feel me? So you can't allow every time something to happen to bring you into an attitude or into an area that you feel what I'm saying, is gonna cause more harm than healing, or cause more harm than show a righteous heart. And that's why when people say, well, what would Jesus do? You should know. Glory be unto the Lord. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I have patience for my people, but I don't have patience for that wolf that's in sheep's clothing. I don't have patience for that. Glory be unto the Lord, because I already know when I'm looking at me and other people, I already know how to assist that person in that department that they're in that category that they're dwelling in. I already know. I already have the answer. Here you go. And I don't need nothing from them. Glory be unto the Lord. I just need them to know I'm a faithful friend right now. And this is what you need. I don't need nothing back from you. This is what I would want somebody to do for me. Just shower me with love, allow me to grow. And then when I get into my growth and I graduate in that understanding that God has given me, then I can come back, knock at your door, and hand you your flowers. But right now, you don't need burdens. And that's what that's what man does a lot of the time. Glory be unto the Lord, is that they see you need help and they become perverted. And they try to limit you instead of make you limitless. They see you need help, and now to give you that help, they charge you, or they put interest on something. I'm telling you the truth, man. But if you know what I'm saying, know that person of yourself, you're just gonna help them with no interest without making it hard for them. And that's why I don't like the world or the people within the world that are from this world, because they're very perverted. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who need a helping hand up, they make it hard for them. You already know they can't afford $100 to pay you back, but you gonna tell them 150. Oh, do a monthly payment. That's still not helping them. You taking more from them than you need to. Even when you're helping somebody get a car, you feel what I'm saying? You might take their down deposit knowing they credit bad, but you're going to take that down deposit anyway, knowing you about to ask for that car back within 3 days. I've seen it happen. And that's what I'm talking That's what I'm talking about. Guys, like, you wouldn't do that to yourself, but you're doing that to people that you feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. This world doesn't have an honest heart, and that's why God needs you to be that honest heart for everybody, including yourself. Glory be unto the Lord. And that's how I look at how I treat people. Would I kick them when they're down, or will I put my hand out and help them up? Even if they are, you know what I'm saying, an angry person, I know if I shower them with love, they're not gonna be angry with me. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why when people come to me and they're like distraught and they're like one tick away from going off and being a time bomb, I'm gonna try to alleviate that. But even if they go off, I'm not gonna take it like, who you talking to? I know it's not directed to me, but I'm the only person that they can use as a punching bag, and I can toughen it out. But at the same time, I'm gonna hit you back as a faithful friend, and I'm gonna knock you upside your head with some truth to be like, listen, slow down. I'm trying to assist you with knowledge and wisdom to help you understand how to get out of that rock and that hard place, because that's what I want somebody to do for me. And people have done that for me. You feel what I'm saying? People have allowed me to use them as a punching bag and just yell and vent and let it out. So when people do come to me and God puts them in front of me, I let them do the same. Now, hitting me below the belt is different. Glory be unto the Lord. When I say allowing somebody to rant or to get it off their chest, I'm talking about, people do me dirty. I'm not gonna stop and be like, hey, I ain't people. I understand. You feel what I'm saying? They're just talking. But when you try to hit me below the belt and I ain't never did nothing to you, that's when I gotta put the defense out and, counteract it. But I'm not gonna turn it into an argument or a debate to make you feel depleted. I'm just gonna do it in a way to comfort you, but I also show you gotta stop and you gotta breathe and you gotta understand. And you can't let your anger make you withdraw from heeding what I'm trying to place inside you to help you grow. You feel what I'm saying? That's what God means. A lot of people are like, oh no, I'm not tolerating that. It's like, so when God comes to you and he do that to you, don't say nothing. Oh no, I ain't got time for that. So when God don't clock in, when you want him to clock in, don't say nothing. And that's why I make myself available for those people that, you know what I'm saying, really need that spiritual assistance, because I always want God to be available to me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to be there as a brother to them because I want God to be there as a father for me. So that's what it is. And that's where we got to start understanding. And that's why this Bible collaboration came into effect. Because I'm like, people don't understand the Bible as much. You feel what I'm saying? When I first opened the Bible, I didn't understand it. So I'm like, I would want somebody who is more elite in that area to teach me how to read it, or read it for me and give me the understanding that I was looking for, rather than just leaving me, out to dry and get mauled up by these wolves and all this other stuff. You feel me? And that's what God is talking about. Do unto others as you would want somebody to do unto you. You feel me? If you know you ain't got no money, but you hungry, you know what I'm saying? You will want somebody to pay for you to get something to eat. So if you in a situation to do that for your friend, do that for your friend. That's why I don't understand people sometimes in the way that they move in this world. It's like, now I understand, and I'm being very wise when I say this. It's like, once the table turned for the righteous, it's never going to turn again, because we're the great lights that God say He's going to start a new beginning with. But I look at people and I'm just like, now if that happened to you, you're going to want somebody to throw you a lifesaver. Now you see people drowning and you're not throwing a lifesaver. Okay, cool. Now these are your people though, once again, because I don't want people to try to contradict me. I'm talking about your people. You can't call people family and you leaving them out to dry. You can't say they're your family and you trying to do them dirty. You understand what I'm saying? You can't call somebody your friend and then backstab them. That's why when I use these words with certain people, it's like, treat me as a friend, because I'm going to treat you as a friend. But if you treat me like an enemy, I'm going to treat you like an enemy. And you don't know how I do my enemies, so I hope you know the choice that you making you can live with. You feel what I'm saying? Because I can live with bestowing love on anybody that I want to love, and I want them to see a righteous love. But when I start doing that, and I start to see your eyes change and your energy change, and it starts to become deceitful, okay then. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna prepare myself for a battle, because I will want you to know, and listen to what I'm saying, I will want you to know you deserve this. Because I deserve this if I'm doing somebody dirty that's trying to wipe me clean and help me up and righteous my life. You feel me? So I deserve getting punched in my face or whatever comes. And that's the truth of truth. We have to be ready for that. So don't call somebody family and do them dirty. You feel me? If you want to treat somebody like family, treat them like family and make them aware of that. Hey, I will want somebody to treat me like family if I was in this situation. So don't do me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Take whatever help I'm giving you and then go on about your way. Glory be unto the Lord. When you're dealing with somebody, talk to them for real from the jump. And that's what I do with people. I tell people things from the jump. So when we do jump and you start to lose hope and you start to lose faith and I can carry on, don't say nothing about me. You feel me? Go victimize yourself amongst people, but don't play me. Glory be unto the Lord, because I kept it real with you from the jump. And see, that's what a lot of people don't like to do, is keep it real from the jump so they could play technicality later. But also, on the same token of this, don't jump in water if you don't know how to swim. Glory be unto the Lord, because then it turns into a pointing finger game. I only jump in water that I know how to swim in. I'm gonna jump in the water that I know I can save somebody out of. I'm not gonna jump in there with sharks that I know I can't fight off, or I don't have the right equipment to do so. Glory beyond. That's all I'm saying. So you got to understand what level you are on with God, so you can bestow that on that person and bring them up directly to that level that you are on with God. See, Christ was bringing us into paradise. Glory be unto the Lord. He wasn't bringing us through the alleys that man wanted us to get taken advantage of in. He was bringing us directly to the Father, and then into salvation, and into our heart's desires, and into paradise, and all that stuff, right? So where are you trying to lead people? And where do you want people to lead you? And that's all I'm saying. You should be able to get directly where that person is at, because they're supposed to be your twin. If you're doing them the way that you will want somebody to do you, you're not going to shorten them. Glory be unto the Lord. That's an evil. So when I deal with people, I'm trying to bring you where I'm at. Glory be unto the Lord. But you also got to have the same faith that I have to get to where I'm at. And if I see that you don't, I'm not even going to waste my time with you. You feel me? I'm not going to play with you, and I don't want you to play with me. So we got to understand that. As a great light, as a great spirit, we have to judge righteously. Glory be unto the Lord. And then we have to accommodate righteously. And we have to be willing to be that great servant to that lesser thing, to make them a great servant like us, so they can be the same thing when God calls us to do something greater. And then they're there to be the representator of the true greater and the true evaluator, et cetera, et cetera. You understand what I'm saying? We get it now? Okay, so a pure heart is what we need to remain in, regardless if we're dealing with tainted people. You feel me? And when God opens that door for us to dust our hands and feet, we definitely can flee. You feel me? On a dulia. But until then, we're going to stand there. We're going to show compassion. We're going to be fruitful. We're going to deliver. We're going to provide. And leave it at that. Okay? I love you, my friends. Not with a regular love, with a Christ love. For 2, Elohim is over everything. If it ain't C7, it ain't G. I'll be seeing you again, my friends.